guys, it's Boki here from Gigi's Fabric Shop and home to Juki Junkies, and today's video is part 2. So congratulations for making it to this video. We're about to dive a little bit deeper into the Juki Dx-4000 QVP. So if you didn't see part 1, we're going to go ahead and link that for you. Part 1 will have kind of like an overview of the machine. We talked about this first panel, we talked about accessories, we kind of introduced you into the machine and all those admirable things. And now we're going to dive in a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about what else you can find in this screen and just to really highlight how simple it is to go through this machine, because sometimes a lot of people get a little afraid, a little bit intimidated by computerized machines. So this should make you feel a whole lot better because this is so simple. So let's get to it. All right, you guys, so in part 1, we did go over all of the fun things that you can find just on this main screen. And if you notice up at the top, that's the sewing category. So let's go ahead and slide over to that history section. So it's really nice. It's kind of like maneuvering on a phone where you're just going to slide to the next screen. Okay, so you're just swiping really easy, very effortlessly. It's going to take you to the history section. This machine does have a recollection section, so it's going to pull up your past previous stitches, and I think it pulls up the last 10 stitches that you did. So this is going to be very nice for my in-depth detail workers. So like if you're top stitching something and you have it set perfectly, you move the needle over, you've done exactly what you needed that stitch to do, you can pull it up in the past. Or if you did something unique, you did a unique combination of stitches, this little tab, this little section is very nice for those very in-depth detailed projects that maybe you wanted to do again. So it'll save the last 10 stitches that you did. Okay, next up we have the Juki sewing net, and this whole section is really what makes this machine probably so iconic. So when you click digital tutorial, watch what happens. So here there's a bunch of tutorials that it has, kind of shortcuts, fast things that you want to have access to help you. Example, setting and releasing the Juki Smart Feed system. I did demonstrate that in the first video. So let's say I wanted to, look at that. You could scan this with your phone. You would pull up your camera. So let me show you how you would do that. So it's going to give you this QR code. You would go over to your phone, just to your camera, and then you're going to scan that QR code. It's going to give you that little link. You click it and it takes you to this 3D model of the machine. Okay, so you can actually move this around. Okay, so we want to get to the back side of the machine, and it's going to show you, which is pretty cool. You can move it so you can actually see it. And it's going to show you how you just have to grab it, pull it down, pull it back out, so then it's out of the way, so it's disengaged. You put your presser foot up to bring it back down. You would grab it, pull it down, just like so, just like I showed you in video number 1. And obviously it's nicer to have a little bit more verbal, but this is just a quick visual to remind you of how to do it. So each one of these little tabs here has that same thing. So if you needed changing out the throat plate, you would scan this QR code and it would take you there. So very, very nice feature to have. So
it's kind of like little mini YouTube videos.
Almost. And that 3D model is really cool. You can flip it upside down, you can zoom in, you can get it right at the angle that you need it. Next up we have the manual right here. The manual is great. Okay, so you can continue to the Juki sewing net where you can access your manual right on the screen, or you can simply scan it with your phone or your iPad and get the manual that way. So I'm just going to click that I would like for it to take me to the manual, and just like that I have my manual. I think I'm going to scroll down for my manual. You just got to give it a second to load, especially once you have your machine hooked up to the network. So it all depends on how your network is and yada, yada, yada. But this machine does have Wi-Fi capability, so that's why it allows you to do these things. And I'm going to show you the YouTube here in a second as well, how you can watch YouTube on this machine. So once this loads, our network's probably super slow right now. Everything functions on the Wi-Fi. But you would have access to your manual, so you could refer to it if you needed something instead of pulling out your physical copy. It's really great, very practical, so you can get, to something really quickly. Next up, we have the Juki website. So again, same option. You can just access it right on your machine. You can scan it with your smartphone or your iPad, and it'll take you to the website. The website's going to be cool. It's going to have a lot of information for you as well. It's going to have accessories there. It's going to have all the other Juki machines that they have. It's going to have your standard and optional accessories. It's going to have a brochure and all that good stuff there too.
You're probably not hooked up to the Wi-Fi.
No, we are. It's just let me double check. Let's see what's going on with our Wi-Fi really quick. Oh yeah, we're connected. It's just being slow. Just everything here runs on our Wi-Fi. I'll show you guys that again, not so fast-paced, but you just have to be on your network in the house. You just plug in just like you would attach a phone or anything, but we'll get back to that. And then last but not least, you have the instructional movie, aka YouTube. Again, scan it to take you on your phone. Click it here. It's gonna take you to YouTube, which is crazy because you're on YouTube right now and you're watching this video, and you can actually watch all of our tutorials right here in this section. You can watch Juki's videos that they have in place. You can play your favorite song. You can really watch whatever's making you happy, but I might disconnect and connect to the network again just to try to get this to load for you guys because it is a pretty magical experience. This is really unique to any of the Juki machines. So let me go ahead and try to reset our network really quick so I can get this to load for you. Just a quick little reset on that network, and I'll show you how I did that. But here it is. Here is YouTube. So here are some videos that they have just in place for the Dx-4000. So it's set up kind of by chapter. So let's say I wanted to look at the needle thread situation here. I would click the video. And look at that! You get the ads and everything. Or you can simply type in Juki, Junkies, and you can search it up, and there I am. Isn't that so crazy? So you can just click it here, and then you can click through the videos and watch any of our tutorials. By the way, if you want to take a class with me, you can check that out. There is a little short video talking about what to expect in that class, so check that out. But how amazing is that, you guys? You can search whatever you need on YouTube and watch it right on your screen. So very, very helpful, quick visual thing to see instead of having to pull out your phone or anything like that. And that screen is a great size, y'all. It's a great size. So that's all you can find in this Juki sewing net. So the Juki website, YouTube, the manual, and those digital tutorials that you can scan with the QR code. Okay, so let's swipe back this way. Remember, that's history. This is our main home screen. Now in here, you'll find all your settings. Okay, so settings here is where you really have to get to the customization of this machine. Adjusting your darning settings, your start-stop position of the needle. So like if you want the needle to end down or up when you come to a moment of stopping, that's really important depending on what project you're doing. Your pivot function, remember I demoed that in video number 1, where when you're sewing, let's say you come to a curve where you need to reposition. Once you let off of your presser foot, your foot pedal, the foot will automatically raise up for you so you can pivot. You do not have to touch anything. And then when you click that pedal again, it'll go back down and you can continue sewing. Right now mine is on. I can simply engage it or disengage it by this little switch, okay? And then tap outside to save it. You have your volume size. Brightness is really cool here. We can change the temperature of the machine. So if we want the light to be very, very warm, very sunny, like a little tanning bed, we can make it super warm, or we can set it to that natural kind of cooler LED light. We can turn down the brightness if it's bothering our eyes. Okay, LCD brightness on the screen we can adjust as well. So this is where you can do all your lighting adjustments. Very cool. Stitch speed, lots of things here. Definitely refer to your manual, those foot switch functions. Remember how I talked about in video 1, your foot pedal is customizable. There's 2 parts to that foot pedal, so check out video 1 if you want to see all those options. But right here is where you would connect to your wireless internet. So here, it's going to pop up all the Wi-Fis that are within its range, okay? You're going to find the one that you need, okay? And then it would just, watch, I don't want to forget it, but let's say I click this one. It's just going to ask you to plug in your password for your internet. You would plug it in, you would simply press connect, and it's just that easy. If you're experiencing any issues with your Wi-Fi, kind of like I was a little bit earlier, I simply just reset it. So it says off right here and on, very similar to a phone. So it just reset things and all my problems were solved, but it always comes down to your network, so just pay attention to make sure that you have a good connection on your network, okay? So going back there, we have our factory data reset. That's like totally relevant if you wanted to like resell the machine. And then there's a lot of other customizable things in here, like language, what software you have, and all that good stuff in there. So very customizable things here. Let's scroll over one more to support. So let's swipe this way. That's the last little tab at the top. This is also a very nice section. This says 3 little sections. Again, more support for you, more help to help you when you're getting stuck. So let's say operation of the main body. If you click that, there's going to be lots of shortcuts here. So installing the wide table, installing the knee lift lever. I'm not sure how to put the knee lift lever in, so let me click this. It's going to give you a little rundown on how to install that knee lifter in there without a problem. Again, just more help for you. How to adjust your speed control. Notice that there's 2 pages here, 1 out of 2. I can just go to the next screen, and there is another nice in-depth diagram talking about that. I just love how much help this machine gives you, how much guidance it's giving you for anything that you're confused on, okay? So these are all the tips and tricks they have on that main portion of the machine. Then for the operation panel here, it's talking about basically what we just talked about: history, USB data, common settings, editing of sewing patterns.
It's almost like Juki Junkies designed this machine with
Honestly,
as much help as
it's crazy. And
they
again,
decided to put into this.
You can pull up to your manual once again. So you can get to that manual basically 3 different ways: QR code, in the support tab, or in the last section, all the way over here in that Juki sewing net, you guys. So very effortless. Watch how light I just scroll through this machine. It's very, very simple, okay? We talked about how to navigate through all those stitches as well, so that was found up here. So when you're in this main screen, when you click stitch number 001, it's going to take you to all the categories again. Very easy to swipe through. Look up at the top of your machine. It says all these categories. You have buttonhole, you have applique, you have tapering. So let's say I go to quilt, okay? Again, I'm scrolling down to see what I'm looking for, and these images are nice and big. They're about, I would say, probably like 2 inches or so that way you could really see what you're trying to do. So if I want that one, I'm going to do it. It's going to tell me my settings. I can adjust it if I need be, but I'm ready to go. And it tells me right here I need to have foot I on the machine. So very good to know. You really can't make any mistakes because this machine is telling you everything you need to do. So you just got to stay on the same page as the machine. Another thing I want to mention as far as the machine goes is that this machine does have a bobbin sensor, okay? Meaning that when you're sewing, of course you have your little window right here so you can see inside and how much bobbin you have left, but another nice thing is going to be when you're completely out or getting really, really low, it does have a physical sensor that says, hey, you know, you're really low on bobbin or you're out of bobbin, so then that way you know to go ahead and change that. That is unique to this machine. The Dx-4000 and 4000 have bobbin counters, meaning you tell the machine that you put a fresh bobbin in there, but you haven't necessarily, you know, ran out yet, so it just doesn't have a sensor. It just has a counter where it's counting down every stitch that you do, whereas this physically has a sensor. Okay, so those are all the features that make this machine very, very special. And of course we can dive so much deeper into these categories, but that's really up to you. You have to get used to your settings, knowing what you do and do not want the machine to do. Video number 1 really went over this one a lot. We talked about presser foot lifter, we talk about the smart feed, we talk about tension, what you want it to do at the beginning, at the end, presser foot pressure, stitch length. So definitely check out video number 1, but I wanted to spend a little bit more time on the screen in this video just to give it a little bit more highlight, emphasize how simple it is to use. And, you know, just maybe take away a little bit of fear that you may be having about purchasing a computerized machine like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below what's your favorite feature about this machine. I have so many, I don't know which one to pick, but let me know below what you want to see on this machine. What's your favorite thing about this machine? Make sure you give this video a little like. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. We are constantly posting videos. We post every Sunday, so something to look forward to. And when you subscribe, it lets you know when the new video is up. And always feel free to give us a call if you're interested in purchasing this machine. We have fantastic financing options on this machine. Of course, our supporters are #1 thing here, so we're here to make sure that this is the right machine for you, but that you're not too frustrated at this machine, because there's no need to be. This is such a effortless machine. So make sure you give us an email at sewingmachines411@gmail.com with any questions or concerns. You can always just give us a call on the phone. We'll drop all that information for you down below. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks.